Hey, Capricorn, Mel, Intuitive Coach here, excited to bring in your March 2025 love and family reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome Capricorn. You have gone through a tower moment or something very shocking for some of you. I feel like this is in the past position though, but through that experience or multiple shocking experiences, you have transformed in ways that you never thought possible. And I do feel like you know your worth. This is about your self-worth, your value, maybe taking the necessary time to heal, maybe even doing some shadow work, some inner child work here, and really appreciating the life that you have or the life that you are building for yourself. And I feel like some of you, there certainly could be uncertainty about the future, but I feel like you have someone on your mind. There's someone here on your mind. There's someone that you have been dealing with. And if you are looking for love, I feel like you could be dreaming about this individual. You may not have met them yet in the physical, but for a lot of you, this is a past memory or a past energy here, maybe past life for those of you who've not yet connected. So I feel like you're in the woes of manifesting something quite incredible. Look at that 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Some of you already have families, but you feel like you've been a bit separated, maybe separated where you haven't been able to focus your time and your energy maybe on your own children here. You may have felt a bit detached or a little bit maybe separated in some way, because you do have the separation card. But I feel like this month you really open up the heart here, because self-care and valuing your time with the people that you love and the experiences that are healthy for you, I feel like that's what's coming in. Now, the shock factor here has to do with some of your fears. You don't want something to return. You don't want to have a repeat of the past here. And I feel like this being in the past position, and it's in your hopes and fears position of the Five of Swords, this tells me you've gone through something that was very challenging, very manipulative. Someone may have taken advantage of you. It may have been a very poor sportsmanship on someone's end, like they were manipulating or bullying. Maybe this is a family member, it could be a friend, it could be, a lover. If you were in some sort of conflict with someone, it was basically a battle of the egos. And I do feel that there was an unfair fight and an unfair maybe advantage on someone else's end, but really it's a lose-lose. Nobody wins when they're in that Five of Swords, and it may have taken you a long time to recover from something, to separate entirely from that energy. And I do see that there's a little bit of sadness, there's a little bit of maybe bitterness over a situation, but you're saying, I'm not going to let that get in the way of my heart awakening, because some of you shut down your heart after this experience. You've separated yourself in this union, and maybe there was a bereavement or there was a death or, a massive change or loss in the family, and it just disconnected you in some way from those that you love the most and that support you the most. And even the ones that don't support you, it feels like you had to separate and heal. But you have the self-indulgent card, and this is about appreciating. And that's what I'm feeling here with this Ace of Cups and the Sun showing up in your reading here. This is about appreciating who you are, the people that do support you, the people who are in your corner, and appreciating all that life has to offer. And I feel like you are indulging this month in celebrating. Now you start off with the Three of Cups. Be mindful of overdoing it. You don't want to over consume or celebrate so much that you do or say something that is out of character. This could also be This could also be other people around you. Sometimes the Three of Cups, I mean, they're celebrating. You can see that those girls are having a time, right? One girl is sitting in a martini glass and they're out there dancing and they're living it up. So some of you, this is going to be a month of rejoice and letting your hair down and just having a little bit of fun. And there's no shame in that, right? This is, healthy fun and spending time maybe dancing, doing some karaoke, maybe celebrating with your near and dear, but also I feel like you are choosing healthier ways to celebrate and be a part of your tribe. This is beautiful. You may be calling some new people in at this time as well with the Three of Cups. Now, I'm also getting here, there could be a reunion or you could be reunited with someone this month. Maybe it's a sister. It could be a friend that you haven't seen for quite some time. Maybe someone that you were separated from. There could even be like a long distance relationship of some sort. Maybe they show up out of the blue and surprise you with that shock factor here. But I also see with this Three of Cups for you, this could be a family event that you are attending, or it could be, a family member is celebrating here. You may have felt left out because of that separation, but I feel like this month you're being invited to all of the right things, or there are social invitations coming up for you this month that you are meant to explore, Capricorn. If you are looking for love, I feel like it is important to say yes to maybe some social invitations that show up. And for others of you, if you are in a committed relationship, be mindful of not overindulging, because some of you could have a partner who overindulges. Maybe they binge watch too much, Netflix, and that kind of separates your energy because you don't want to watch Netflix. You want to go out and go hiking, or perhaps someone consumes some sort of substances or drugs, and it kind of separates the energy in some way. And I just feel like some of you are trying to figure out how to balance this union. You're trying to maybe come together, but it feels like there's someone that's going to extremes here. This could even be a child who may be medicating or self-medicating in some way, and you want to help them out. And you're figuring out how to bring something together with the Two of Cups crossing the energies here. Now, Two of Cups as a challenge is at times not willing to let love in, or it can be creating a bit of a boundary. It can be at times over giving to the point where we become maybe codependent. So pay attention to where you're feeling separated. Some of you may be going through a separation due to a third party energy. All right. And I feel like there's something beautiful lining up here. I'll tell you that, but I still feel like you're working through the remnants here of some sort of tower that's maybe occurred. And it feels like it was the center of your universe. Like you focused a lot of time on this, but at the same time, it wasn't, it kind of neglected other areas, and that may have caused some discrepancies between you and other individuals because you were focusing so much on this. So again, codependency could be coming in. For some of you, children may have gotten in the middle of a situation, meaning maybe someone's behavior, or maybe there were childhood wounds, inner child wounds that were affecting a dynamic here. Maybe a child was like sleeping in a bed, or someone was co-sleeping. It feels like there's something with a child showing up here. Maybe you have different parenting views. Maybe this is a full-grown adult child that, is making some choices that you're hoping they will outgrow. But I do feel the Two of Cups crossing your path here is about important partnerships and not closing down the heart due to whatever you've gone through in the past. But some of you may choose to love from a distance. You may choose to help as much as you can, but not over meddling, right? Not getting so far into something that you get sucked into it and it messes with your own mental, physical, or emotional health. So you may be separating yourself in that way as well. So a lot of different scenarios playing out here. Please take the one that resonates with you. Now, in the deep past, this can be the disowned parts of ourselves. It can be the parts that we feel really challenged to break out of. You do have the Eight of Swords in reverse. The Eight of Swords can be feeling trapped, feeling restricted, feeling helpless, feeling even hopeless. And I feel like some of you may have even spiraled into, a deep depression where you felt like you could not, excuse me. Well, goodness, wow. Maybe you couldn't speak up for some of you. It almost feels like my throat was closed there for a second. So Capricorn, it almost feels like your voice was diminished. Someone didn't hear you. Maybe they didn't want to hear you. They didn't listen to you. And that kept you feeling very stuck. Communication could have been challenging, but I'm also getting like physically or financially even, you may have felt like you couldn't leave a situation. All right. And I feel like that had caused a lot of stress, a lot of tension. I mean, of course it is. But the Eight of Swords is saying we have the bravery, the strength, and the courage to step out of our comfort zone, right? Sometimes it's the monkey mind. It's the worst case scenario, or we feel like we have no other option. We have no other choice. But we always have a choice. We are never trapped. The only time we are trapped is by our own imagination, right? By our own fears. That is, in my opinion, the biggest trap that we'll ever have here on this earthly plane is the mind. And I say that often. The mind can be used to destroy. The mind can be used to build. Some of you were silenced because, again, wow, that was so crazy. My throat right in that moment like shut down. So it's almost like someone tried to silence you. Maybe there were secrets. Oh, some of you, there were maybe family secrets, or there were secrets that you were privy to that maybe you did know, you knew about, but it kept you in some sort of hostage position. And you decided to break out of that. You decided that you had to make a choice to do something differently. She has the key around her neck, and that key unlocks something. And I feel in the past, you've released with the sun here, you've released the ego. I feel like there's a sense of surrendering here, and you've been really asking yourself, what makes me happy? And I feel like you've released energies that don't feel aligned. They don't feel warm, basically. Because this is what you are working on releasing and letting go of, is what doesn't feel warm. It doesn't feel warm to not feel connected to my children, or it doesn't feel warm to, give to a relationship where I'm being silenced, where I'm not being heard. It doesn't feel warm to be like two ships passing in the night. It doesn't feel warm to feel lonely or isolated. And so what you're doing is you're finding a new direction, right? You're getting out of this Eight of Swords. You're unlocking that mind, and you're using your mind to find logical ways to put yourself on this path of the sun, right? You're heading towards what does warm your heart and soul. You should be proud of yourself. It's not easy to go through such times in one's life, excuse me, especially if there has been, severe either depression or trauma or abuse or imprisonment in some way. And some of you may have even been like physically handicapped to a situation. There may have been a health issue, or, you needed help, but you didn't have the finances, or you didn't have the support in some way. But what's above you here? This is the potential. This is your natural ability to help others, is the High Priestess. So Capricorn, High Priestess energy is all about your spiritual insight. It's about tuning in and trusting those intuitive nudges that keep presenting themselves for you, because your intuition is leading you towards the sun. And even if that means keeping your space on something here and maybe detaching in some way. So again, it feels like there's a little bit of a counterintuitive energy, but for those of you that are detaching, it is because it's healthier to detach than stay in something. And for others of you, if you have felt detached, I feel like you are bringing it together here by listening to your intuition and creating more warmth, making choices that feel more warm, more inviting here for you. Now, the high priestess also is very mysterious. So for some of you, people love the mystery about you, Capricorn, but you are very, very in tune. And you have the gift of being able to trust your intuition, and people may go to you for wise advice. You could certainly be a mystic. You could be a shaman or a healer of some sort. And I do feel like there are intuitive hunches and nudges that are coming through for you in the month of March. And you're being guided to keep the heart open, because in the near future, you have the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a gift. It could be the gift of love, right? The gift of self-love, the gift of emotional balance. It is positivity and hope. It is curiosity, right? It's emotional fulfillment and a soul quenching renewal. So this is huge. You're drinking from this cup of love is what I'm getting here. And that means that there's a new beginning coming in here when love is present, right? We do things that, we shut down when we go through heartache or heartbreak or we feel disconnected, but we also change our perspective on things when love is present. And I just feel like you are feeling more renewed than ever in the month of March. So how are you doing? King of Wands, this is how you are showing up. Beautiful. King of Wands in the upright. He is feeling good. He is feeling good. He's looking good. He influences others. He marches to the beat of his own drum. He is active. He is passionate. He is goal-oriented. Some of you are traveling. Some of you are changing your appearance in some way. You're getting better sleep. You are taking care of yourself. You're meeting new people. You see that, he's standing up there in that Jeep or in that convertible, and he has this driver next to him. So it feels like he's king of the world, right? I'm getting a Leonardo DiCaprio Titanic vibe here. Like, I'm king of the world. So when you feel this way, Capricorn, you start to attract other people that mirror that. And I don't feel like this is ego, right? I said that earlier. It's like a release of the ego. But I feel like you're confident in where you are going. You're confident here with the intuitive information that has come through around maybe a cup of love that is being offered, or a cup of love that you are willing to give to someone else. And if you're single, I feel like you're loving it here. You are out there enjoying your life, maybe going to some events or planning travel and living and leading a healthier life for yourself. And if you're looking for love, the Ace of Cups is an offer coming in. For those of you that are in an existing relationship, you need to spice it up a little bit, right? Spontaneity, maybe add a trip to the mix. How can you come together in a way if you've been off doing your thing and they've been off doing their thing? And you've been like two ships passing in the night, or for some of you, if you feel like you've been roommates because someone is on a completely different wavelength, you have some choices to make. You can either stay in that situation, but chances are it's going to remain, if not get worse. It's not going to get better unless healthier choices are made to come together. And I feel like you are contemplating maybe a new direction than the direction that you've been currently taking. Whether that is coming together or separating, that's up to you. But I see that you are connecting to your own childhood wounding, but also embracing what your child needs at this time, either your actual child or your inner child. But the Six of Cups here is showing up in the environment. This is nostalgia. This is reconnection, but it's showing up in reverse, which means don't romanticize the past, right? Don't romanticize it. For those of you that a situation may have ended and you've been separated, you don't want to just remember the sun, right? You want to also remember why you separated in the first place, because that's what needs to be addressed. Because if we go back into that same energy that caused the separation, I feel like you're going to get the same results. And so the Six of Cups is saying, what do we need to do to maybe reconnect? Or what do I need to do to reconnect to that youthful, exciting innocence that I had? And you have that. We all have that within us. It doesn't matter if you're 99 years old or if you are 9 years old, right? This is about you honing in on fun, excitement, play, laughter, curiosity. And when the Six of Cups comes in, some of you've had a difficult childhood, or there's been some sort of wounding, but I feel like you are taking a look at unhealthy past attachments and working on releasing them so you can open up and build strong, solid connections from the heart. So you can foster genuine connections around you, so you can nurture them. And I feel like that's exactly what you are doing. Now, in your hopes and fears, Capricorn, there's been some sort of conflict, or you're afraid of conflict. Some of you may have an avoidant personality or attachment style, right? We go into the fight or flight, right? Fight is we get very defensive. Maybe people tend to yell, people argue. This can be, walls going up, right? Walls go up and we just, the defenses come up. And it's not good, but that's a defense mechanism that we learn. It is based on how we are modeled, what conditions we grew up in, but it can also be an automatic response to help us protect ourselves in a way. And then there's flight, right? I'm going to avoid this. I don't want to deal with this. I'm just going to hide. I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to put it under the rug. I'll deal with it another time. And then there's fawn, right? Fight, flight, or fawn. And fawn is over giving, over nurturing, where we take care of everybody else around us, right? But we forget that we are the center of our universe, that we have to take care of ourselves first and foremost. Because if we don't fill our own cup, we're going to feel depleted and drained and maybe even bitter or, resentful, because we're not taking care of numero uno first, Capricorn, and that could create dis-ease. It can create imbalance, and it can even be suppressing things. And I feel like you don't want to do that here. So in the hopes and fears, you are taking a look at maybe attachment styles. You're taking a look at finding solutions here, maybe even talking to a therapist, doing some inner child work, as I mentioned, or shadow work. But I feel like there is someone here that misses you, but I feel like they miss the good times, but they haven't really changed too much of their own behaviors to work on something, okay? That's not going to resonate for all of you. It doesn't mean that they can't in time, but it feels like they may want to call you back into that same energy of, all right, well, let's have fun. Remember when things were fun? But I feel like there needs to be some sort of mindset moving forward, like a positive mindset. I mean, you do have the abundance card at the bottom of the deck. So this is about manifestation, gratitude, bliss, and blessings. And I just feel like you have to both come together and address the cracks in the foundation. For those of you that are single, you've done a lot of work, and I feel like you are attracting blessings and magic into your life. Not only do you have the manifestation at the bottom of this deck, you also have it as your outcome. Gemini season, Capricorn, could be very significant. Whatever it is that you are working on bringing into your life at this time, it could come to full fruition by Gemini season, May or June. Now, this is about having all of the tools that you need, which is that positive mindset as well. A lot of gratitude, a lot of blessings coming in. The magician is very talented, very skilled. He brings a lot to the table. This is high energy. It is a communication here. Sometimes this can be a singular energy, so you could be single here, but I certainly see the Ace of Cups is showing up. And yes, the Ace can be singular as well, but we do have the Two of Cups crossing you. So even though the Two of Cups is in the challenge position, it has the opportunity, the ability to come into the upright here. So you certainly have what it takes to bring a union together or to call one in if that is what you are wanting. But I also feel like because the separation card is showing up, it feels like you may be manifesting at times from a place of fear. And we don't want to stay sitting in this battle of the ego. For those of you that, you have felt a little bit stuck or trapped, you don't want to go back into that. So be sure that you are making healthier choices or trying something differently this time around, so you don't end up back in that Eight of Swords, that mental muckery, worst case scenario. All right, let's get a message here, Capricorn, from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have for Capricorn? Soulmates. Soulmates is in reverse. So I definitely feel that with the Six of Cups here, there may be a soulmate. Some of you are very upset because perhaps there's a separation between you and someone that you really hoped was your happily ever after. So 41, some of you may be 41 years old. An important partnership brings you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. And remember, the Ace of Cups is a gift. Your patterns and all your old stories. Now, the Eight of Swords is the stories that we tell in our head. It is the patterns that keep us feeling stuck. They don't serve your well-being, and they're maybe entering into this dynamic so you can heal them. This person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. The question is not, why did he or she do this to me? But rather, what is the gift in this? Look into the mirror. You will only be changed for the better. All right, that makes sense here for those of you that may be, going through a separation at this time. But let's look at those of you that are maybe single, maybe you're not going through a separation. I feel like there is love coming in. And it says here, consider love in the deepest sense, so powerful that you will never be the same, regardless of how long your relationship lasts. Consider friendships and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude or break you open so you will finally claim who you were meant to be. Even a companion animal reminds you that it is you who is being rescued and healed. Pay attention, for you are in the presence of or are calling in a soulmate, come to guide you home to the real you. I love that here. Wow. All right, let's get a few crystals here. We're going to do a crystal meditation. So at this time, Capricorn, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Big breath in from your nose. Hold it as long as you can. And release through the mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first crystal or gemstones that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be a crystal that you're familiar with and maybe even know the name of. It could be a crystal that holds a specific shape, size, or color. Maybe it's heart-shaped, palm-sized. maybe is vibrating colors of blue, purple, indigos, orange. Your crystal could be tumbled, rutilated. It may have clusters or points. And if you need a moment, just pause the video, Capricorn, and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your crystal or gemstone in the comment section below, and I will enter you into that free reading giveaway where I pull a winner on the first of the month. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and bell button so you don't miss that notification. All right, we have Moonstone. This is one of my personal favorites. Both of my rings here are Moonstone. But this is about you connecting to your intuition. It's great for the High Priestess energy. Now, some of you may be 37 years old, 36, 43, or born on the 7th. Moonstone is excellent with working with your dreams as well, working with the cycles of the full moon and the new moon. And I feel like you are being called, look at that lightning. You're being called to really pay attention to some of the changes. I'm also getting another message here about news. It feels like there may be some sort of news on the television or maybe something in your area that is shocking that comes about, and you may have like insight on this, or you may have a sense of awareness here of it, and it may bring you through some feels, right? You may be highly empathic and you're picking up on this energy. Allow the emotions and the feelings to kind of go through you, just like waves crashing to the shore. They will dissipate. Don't suppress them. Don't deny them. And if some of you are like, where is this coming from? It could be from something external outside of you if you're picking up on external information. All right, Moonstone. We have Mookite Jasper. I love Mookite Jasper. This is a powerful stone of the root chakra here. As you can see that it's holding this red energy. This is a form of jasper. As you can see, this has to do with your roots, your family, your stability. And it's also muddied with a little bit of that orangish. So it's about pleasure as well, bringing more play and pleasure into your world. Next, you have petrified wood. There's something here about patterns, inherited patterns, things that have been passed down. And I feel like you have the ability to kind of break through it, just like an axe, like cut through something here. And then lastly, you have aquamarine. Because that voice interruption happened in your reading, Capricorn, if you have struggled speaking up, or if you have been silenced, or if there has been miscommunication in some way, or if you've been hard on yourself, it's been difficult to talk to yourself or others with words of compassion or kindness, work with the aquamarine crystal here, this beautiful turquoise blue energy. All right. Last but not least, let's get a message from your soul's truth. What does your soul's truth want you to know at this time? When was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? Yeah, there needs to be a little more joy, a little more fun, a little more play, letting your hair down. Go back to a moment when you laughed so hard you almost peed your pants, or maybe you did. Feel the laughter grow in your body, your cheeks hurting and your eyes watering. Maybe there was even a snort or two. Laughter is healing. It reminds us to take life less seriously and find the joy in the littlest things. Note to self, laugh more often. Today's soul action, make somebody laugh. Go watch a comedy show. Watch some funny cat and dog videos. Go dance like no one's watching, right? Do something that puts a smile on your face. And I feel like that is a big, big message for you in the month of March. And then lastly here, excuse me, do you surround yourself with people who lift you up? The people with whom we surround ourselves determine who we become. Does your tribe fill you up? Do they inspire you? Do they believe in you? And do they help you step into your greatest potential? And because the tribe here on the Three of Cups, I mean, there could be some rebels in your tribe, but if it's harmless fun, then by all means, keep having fun. But if there are people in your tribe that don't bring out the best in you. Let's say these are certain people when you're around, you only partake in activities that kind of drain your energy. Really take a look at if that is best for you. Make a desire list of the type of people, Capricorn, with whom you wish to surround yourself, and clarify if there is anyone in your life who no longer serves you. Can you love them from a distance? I think I said that in your reading, if I recall correctly. So some of you are choosing to separate yourself from people who lower your vibration, right? They don't fill your cup. They don't inspire you. They don't believe in you. They don't help you step into your greatest potential. Maybe they say they do, but their actions show differently here. And for others of you, I feel like it almost feels like there's not two scenarios going on here. It feels like there is a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and the phase 1 is still going through the shock factor for some of you, where you are in the midst of parting ways. Phase 2 is really working on that healing piece, the inner child, the Eight of Swords, the new stories, maybe the victimhood at times, or feeling very isolated, lonely, depressed. And I see phase 3 is really embracing here and manifesting here some self-worth, some value, and appreciating all that life has to offer, and coming together with your true soul tribe that is here to support you along the way. So whatever phase you are in at this time, I don't feel like it's separate stories per se. I just feel like some of you are in a different level of where you are meant to be. All right, Capricorn, that is what I have for you. If this reading resonates, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and do drop your crystals in the comment section below. And I am sending you all the love.